The Legend of Zelda series is hands down my absolute favorite. Huge, mostly open worlds to explore, with hundreds of hours worth of adventures, puzzle solving, side quests, mysteries, dungeons, shrines, temples, and many other things to keep you coming back to save Hyrule, and Termina and Lorule, Koholint Island, or wherever you decide to hang your green cap. However, the fun doesn't stop there. Many of the Zelda games are filled with bugs and glitches that add a little something extra to your experience. While some glitches can be game-breaking and result in you having a completely unplayable game or just unable to progress any further, a lot of them can be looked at as party tricks. They add countless more hours of playtime to the game or completely change the way you even play it. Then we have the just plain bizarre glitches that don't ruin the game, but other than serving as nightmare fuel, don't really add much to the experience either. In fact, when remaking Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, Grezzo, the company hired by Nintendo to develop the games, had the chance to fix all of the prior issues, bugs, and glitches, but decided not to, as they felt the glitches made the games more enjoyable. This is likely one of the only times you'll hear of a developer purposefully leaving in bugs and glitches in the game. So, from disfigured bodies and glitch-filled cities, to moving through walls and traveling back in time, here are the top 5 game-changing, mind-bending, and nightmare-fueled Zelda glitches. If you have any games, glitches, or ideas for other top 10 or top 5 videos that you would like us to cover in the future, please comment them below to let us know. Then subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out when they go live, as we've had a lot of comments from people who weren't notified of our past top 5 cancelled Sonic, Zelda, and Mario videos. With all of that out of the way, let's begin. The Swordless Link glitch is probably one of the most famous and most useful glitches. In fact, this glitch is actually required in order to create over 35 other glitches. Yes, over 35. You can run around Hyrule in first person, play as Epona, make Link float, fly, or swim in the air, make spooky fog appear everywhere, make Link turn into a zombie, cause all of the Gerudos to disappear, and many other things. The coolest part of this is that several different ways exist to actually cause this glitch. The simplest way to do this is with version 1.0 of Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64 or the 3DS remake. Begin the final battle with Beast Ganon. After he knocks the sword out of your hand, save the game and restart. When you load up your save file, you will be at the beginning of Ganon's tower with the B button slot empty. If you head back to Hyrule Field and Mount Epona, you will now have use of your C items while riding. This will allow you to do many of the other secondary glitches. A second method that works with every version except the 3DS version, though maybe it's just unconfirmed, is to go to the fishing pond as either young or adult Link and pay to fish. Walk out into the water until Link starts to swim. Turn and face the edge of the water, hold Z and R, and swim towards it. Once the water is really shallow, press A to dive. If you have done it correctly, both of Link's feet should be sticking out of the water. As Link's feet are in the air, tap B rapidly and stop when he hops into the air. If you get the correct timing with B, Link will cast his rod from his waist and you can walk around with the rod cast. At this point, you should be able to leave the fishing pond with the fishing rod. Now simply jump into the lake, pause the game, and unpause. You have now successfully completed another version of the Swordless Link glitch. This one is actually pretty cool. The title Back in Time can be debated. Some people prefer to name it this, while others just call it the title screen glitch. You can actually do something similar in Wind Waker and Skyward Sword, but we'll get to those later. I learned about this glitch on one of my favorite series called Eggbusters, from that one show Fun, where he tries fan-submitted glitches. So we have a lot going on with the code here that makes it hard to explain perfectly. But essentially, this glitch allows you to play what I'm going to call a hidden save file. So let's explain this a bit. Every time you start Twilight Princess, you are presented with the title screen, showing Link, Epona, and the bridge. When the game is showing this cutscene, it isn't just playing a pre-rendered video or a traditional cutscene found within the game. It's actually loading up all of the data in the RAM and rendering it in real time. And you can actually trick the game to load up this hidden save file. Again, I guess it's not technically a save file, but to make this less confusing, that's what we're going to be calling it. The weird thing here is that since you're never supposed to access this save file, it confuses the game, and the game tries to make sense out of everything and loads up altered versions of different areas. So how do you do it, and what exactly does it do? Well, the Wii and GameCube both have multiple ways of doing this. The easiest is on the Wii version. The following is a great explanation from jtheham.com. They say, go to the Arbiter's Grounds and sink into a sandpit. When you can only see a little of Link's hand left above the sand, quickly go to the home menu and choose to reset. If done correctly, you should end up on Elden Bridge with the Ordon sword, Hylian shield, and hero's clothes equipped. Do not press any buttons on the Wii remote. Doing so will almost certainly cause the game to crash. The nunchuck buttons can be safely used at this time. Notice that the HUD interface isn't there. This is because you're in cutscene mode, but still have full control of Link. Jump off the bridge to your death repeatedly until you run out of health. You will reappear during the event where you save Colin. Notice that you are equipped with weapons you didn't have before. This is because how the equip and hex system works. From this point, the following actions can be taken to achieve some unusual results. If you immediately save, you will be in Faron Woods, and the game thinks it is at the beginning of the game. Though you cannot normally meet Midna because after your first horse ride, the game will think it's after you met Midna because you are equipped with the hero's clothes. To get through the game normally, you need to perform another glitch, which is referred to as Rock Gate Glitch. If you save and appear in Faron Woods, you can perform the Epona through the wall glitch. If you save Colin, then you will be in the Twilight realm as a human with Epona, which isn't supposed to happen. Coming into contact with the Twilight turns you into a wolf, remember? If you do not skip the cutscene where Colin is being captured, then you will not be on Epona and she will be on Elden Bridge. If you choose to save your file, notice it will be automatically named Link. So this is one of the more complicated glitches, but it can be performed many different ways and have many different outcomes. Have you ever put dozens or even hundreds of hours into a game only to feel like you could have been more productive with your time? Maybe you have a job, chores, or a test you need to study for, but instead you spent all of your free time saving a fictitious world that could have honestly been put off for a while. Well, now you can gain back some of that lost time. Gain the satisfaction of beating one of the most highly regarded games of all time, and the bragging rights to have done it faster than any of your friends by literally skipping 99% of A Link to the Past. A similar glitch does exist for Ocarina of Time as well, but we'll get to that in a future video. All you need to do is begin a new save file and play A Link to the Past just as you always would. Make it to the section where you would save Zelda from the castle dungeon. Find a ledge, preferably this ledge, and jump off. While in midair, save and quit. Continue your save file and allow yourself to be hit by the ball and chain. You will become invisible and can now, for some reason, pass through walls. You can go left and pass through all of the walls north of the screen to make your way to Zelda sleeping on the bed, but Zelda is also still behind you. Thinking about this logically breaks my head, but at least Link has a choice on who to marry now. Alternatively, follow all of the beginning steps and after becoming invisible, pass through the wall to the right. But be careful not to actually jump through one of the walls and enter a room or you may become trapped or have to start over. Continue on the path, being careful, and you will come to the final boss room with Ganon. However, you can skip this room as well and enter the room behind it, which has the Triforce. If you do this correctly, you can beat the entire game in just minutes. I believe the fastest speed run, with glitches, is 1 minute and 31 seconds. But that uses a different glitch that takes a lot more skill and luck. After watching the video and reading how it's possible, I still don't know how he did it, so don't ask me. Similar to the previous Glitch World glitches, Link's Awakening has its fair share, some of which will allow you to even beat the game in just minutes. This is just one of the many things you can do with the select glitch. It's actually very easy to do. Simply go to the edge of the screen, and when the screen is about to transition to a new screen, press select to bring up the map and press select again to get rid of it. You should now be in the new area, but at the spot on the screen as the previous area. This can be used to do many things, like allowing Marin to follow you for most of the game. In a similar way, you can also have a chain chomp follow you around, which Link's Awakening calls bow wows. You can even have both follow you at the same time, which will cause Marin to become a glitched sprite. You can have certain enemies change into Marin and Grandma Aurora, which I probably mispronounced. This one glitch, just like a few other glitches, will allow you to perform many other glitches. So experiment and have fun. One of the biggest things about Breath of the Wild is its custom version of the Havoc engine. In fact, this engine is the very reason Breath of the Wild was delayed for so long. Nintendo and Havoc spent countless hours tweaking the engine to get it near perfect for Nintendo's needs for Breath of the Wild. During an interview, Aonuma explained how minor errors and bugs with the engine could cause massive issues with solving puzzles. It is this very engine that allows you to do some pretty crazy things within the game. Now, I'm not sure if these can be considered glitches. Maybe if we're using the term loosely, but we're just manipulating the physics engine itself, not technically glitching anything. Which, to be fair, isn't breaking anything. By doing this, we can create our own magic carpet of sorts by stacking one metal cart onto another and lifting the bottom one while you're in the top one. This works because the game won't let you use magnesis on an object that you are touching. However, if you are on another object that is on top of the original, sometimes you can trick the game's engine into doing some pretty insane things. Another trick you can do is sending yourself flying from the Great Plateau, all the way across the map and land in Korok Forest, the location of the Master Sword, without ever needing to venture into Hyrule Field or even the Lost Woods. You can also use the same trick to get off of the Great Plateau early. You will likely have to beat the first shrine to get magnesis, but you can leave the second shrine as soon as you receive the rune for stasis. Use magnesis to position this giant metal slab, then use stasis to hit it to send it flying into the lake to the east. As it's flying through the air, jump off and enjoy the ride. You can use the physics engine in Breath of the Wild to do all sorts of crazy stuff. In fact, fans are still coming up with many new ideas and tricks every day. So, use some of these to think outside the box, and try coming up with your own glitch or trick. If you would like, you can even submit it to our channel here at Game Over Jesse to have it featured on one of our videos. The videos on this channel are funded by supporters on Patreon like you. If you're a fan of this channel and would like to join on videos, receive shoutouts, watch videos early, have your questions answered, or have your topic discussed on our podcast, please consider supporting on Patreon for these and many other rewards for just $1. Shoutouts for this video includes Link Use the Triforce, Rusty Caulfield, Lovable Christie, Give Time 15, Shadow to Us, Robbie Morgan, and Lunarium. I want to thank all of you for everything you have done to help support this channel.